Hi, everybody. Mr. Conover here, and as you probably noticed, I am not here today, but nevertheless, I'm going to go through what needs to be done today. Hopefully, you have your earbuds, and if not, I have some extra pairs of earphones here for you. So, one last work day to work on our piece. Of course, the hair raising tales outline. I noticed just very few of you still have to finish these. Please finish them because they will help you on your body paragraphs, okay? But the majority of you will be working on the introduction. And as you can see, the thing that I'm going to upload today is the cheat sheet, okay? And the cheat sheet, of course, gives you the question. The question you need to answer is, how have literary elements made these stories either extremely scary or not scary and too cliche? All right? You have to use two literary elements apiece. But let's just start out with the introduction. Okay? So let's talk about introduction. Always, we like to say with an introduction, you want to put on a hat. H-A-T. Hook, articulate, thesis. Now, for your hook, you want an introductory sentence that engages your reader and sparks their interest. A piece of vivid imagery from the text, a shocking statistic. Well, maybe you can't find a statistic in this one because it's not research based and nonfiction, but maybe you could find a shocking quotation, okay? And again, quotation or a rhetorical question, a question that you want to answer over the course of the paper. Next, 2 to 3 sentences, articulate 2 to 3 sentences that further introduce your topic, necessary background, what the story is basically about. Get your reader critically thinking about the subject of being scary or not scary. Talk about the authors, talk about the titles of this, how they're related, maybe how they're different from one another, how, maybe some basic general information about how scary they are or how cliche and non-scary they are. Finally, the thesis, the last sentence, the final sentence of the introduction that engages the reader and shows them what's to come in the rest of the essay. This is going to be your strongest sentence. Now, because this is our first essay, I want to make sure we do it right. So I've given you 3 models. Example 1, example 2, example 3. And let's take a look. Say we did the Telltale Heart and the Raven, okay? By looking at the literary elements of the Telltale Heart and the Raven, fill in the blanks, by looking at the literary elements of tone and mood and internal conflict and external conflict in the stories, whatever, it will be obvious that these works are extremely terrifying, okay? Or maybe this one. By analyzing the literary elements of tone and mood and internal conflict and external conflict, it will be very clear that these works are too cliche and have themes that have been used previously by other artists, okay? By examining the literary elements of tone and mood and internal conflict and external conflict, it will be conspicuous that these works are extremely nefarious and have scared people for hundreds of years. You can do anything you want, but just say by examining, by analyzing any of those things and put in your 4 literary elements. I want to know who they are. You can warm people up with the stories, where they are here, but I think you really need to put in your 4 literary elements that you're going to show to make sure it's creepy. So let's take a quick look at this one. Okay. Did you know that authors use literary elements and plot points to make the tales creepy? All right, there it is. There's your hook. A rhetorical question. Nefarious, eerie, obscure, frightening, gruesome are words to summarize The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe and The Monkey's Paw by W.W. Jacobs. For example, in The Telltale Heart, the story was delineated through copious amounts of flashbacks from the main character's life. In The Monkey's Paw, W.W. Jacobs used foreshadowing to help the reader see what's going to come next. All of these elements made the story even scarier and caused a feeling of suspense throughout the reader. Here comes our thesis. By scrutinizing these tales, it will be evident that the plot points and literary elements that were used carefully throughout the stories make it terrifying and creepy. All right, so this is a pretty decent example, but I think I like these better because these actually have the actual terms. Be specific, all right? Use these models. If you do that today, I'm going to look at them on Wednesday, and we'll see who's doing it right. And before we move on, we want to make sure we have a good introduction. If you have any questions, give me an email, okay? And we'll work it out on Wednesday when you get back. All right? Good luck, everyone. By the way, these are due on Wednesday, so work real hard on them. Good luck.